Hi, this is Rupatani from FoneArena.com, and this is a video review of the Spice Pinnacle Stylus Mi-550. Spice announced the Spice Pinnacle Mi-550 phablet sometime back in October. The Spice Pinnacle Stylus falls perfectly in the mid-range phablet segment with similar specifications like the many other devices that crowd the budget segment. However, the phone sports a stylus which was seen in Micromax's Canvas Doodle 2. The Spice Pinnacle Stylus is available for Rs 15,000, and let's check out if it is worth buying or not. Let's talk about the design, build quality and handling first. Unlike most phones in its price segment, the Spice Pinnacle Stylus feels quite solid despite an all-plastic build. The phone definitely feels quite huge, and that is mainly because of its 5.5-inch display. Though it feels quite solid to hold, it tends to be on the heavier side for most people. On the front of the phone we have the 5.5-inch display, and it is flanked by huge bezels on the top and bottom. The side bezels are thick as well, and that accounts for the huge footprint of the Spice Pinnacle Stylus. Above the display we have the earpiece. On the right side of the earpiece we have the ambient and proximity sensors, to the right of which we have the 2-megapixel front-facing camera. Below the display we have the usual set of capacitive touch keys that are not visible until you press them. The backlit keys are a good touch and give the device a very premium look. There's a plastic frame that surrounds the display and gives it a two-color texture. There's a metal rim that runs across the entire device, and it is because of this metal rim that the device feels quite solid and heavy. On the right side of the phone we have the power lock button. On the bottom there's a micro USB port, a microphone hole and the stylus compartment. All these are present on the metal rim. On the left side we have the volume rocker. There's nothing on top except the 3.5mm audio jack on the metal rim part. Moving to the back of the phone, we find the same plastic material that was found on the front rim. The pearly white glossy back hits the sweet spot of being glossy and not being fingerprint prone. It is not very scratch prone either. There's an 8-megapixel camera at the top center with a dual LED flash on its right side. There's also a speaker grill on the bottom left side close to the stylus compartment. Overall, the design language followed is nothing new, but that is not necessarily bad. It is simple and gets the job done most of the times. In terms of build quality, the phone is extremely solid and feels quite dense. Handling is one of the weak points of the Spice Pinnacle Stylus. The solid body comes at a price of heaviness, and that compromises the handling. In addition to its huge size, the weight adds a lot of problems, and one-handed usage becomes a big task, even for people with big hands. The Spice Pinnacle Stylus comes with a 5.5-inch HD display with a pixel density of 287 ppi. This is exactly the same as the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. The display is a 5-point multi-touch display and is super sensitive. It works quite well with the stylus as well. The display is quite good when looked head-on. Brightness levels are good, the contrast is pretty good but not comparable to the Super AMOLED displays. Viewing angles are one of the weak points of the phone. Overall, the display is above average if you spare the poor viewing angles. Like most of the phablets in its budget segment, the Spice Pinnacle Stylus is powered by the same MediaTek MT6589 processor. It's a quad-core system on chip which is clocked at 1.2 GHz. There's 1 GB of RAM and a PowerVR SGX 504 GPU to handle the graphics tasks. Surprisingly, out of the 1 GB of RAM, around 970 MB is available for use, and when the device is idle, around 610 MB is free. Though the phone has 8 GB of internal storage, there's a bit of a problem as only 1 GB is allocated for app installation, which is very low these days. From the 8 GB of internal storage, 1 GB is available for apps, and the user accessible memory is 5.6 GB. We definitely wish that it could have been 4 GB of app storage because there's a microSD slot to expand user accessible memory. In terms of performance, the phone is fast most of the times. However, there are some software glitches and occasional jitters. The touchscreen response can be delayed at times, but that is something you have to live with. You can check out the benchmark video right below to know more about the benchmark performance of the Spice Pinnacle Stylus. Gaming is good on the device, and there's sufficient details and games come out quite well. Moving on to the camera, the Spice Pinnacle Stylus has an 8-megapixel camera at the back along with a dual LED flash and also a 2-megapixel front-facing camera. Both the front and the rear camera can record Full HD 1080p videos, which is a big surprise. In terms of the interface, the Spice Pinnacle Stylus comes with the same MediaTek camera application that is found in many of the MediaTek powered phones these days. On the left, we have the various shooting modes that includes HDR, Face Beauty, Panorama, Multi-Angle Panorama, Best Scene Mode, Smile Detection, Best Shot Mode, and the Exposure Evaluation Bracket Mode. On the right side, there is a flash toggle button above which we have separate shutter buttons for photos and videos. Below the shutter keys, we have the settings option. There's a shortcut to the gallery on the top of the shutter keys which can also be opened by swiping from the right to the left. In terms of camera performance, the image quality isn't the best, but it's definitely good enough considering the price range and other features that the phone offers. Touch to focus seems to be a problem. You can check out the camera samples right below. The Spice Pinnacle Stylus runs on a slightly modified version of Android 4.2.1 Jelly Bean. The UI is very similar to the stock interface, but almost all the icons have been changed, giving it a very different feel. The overall user experience is what you get on an unmodified version of Android. The Pinnacle Stylus comes with various preloaded apps that includes NQ Mobile Security, Documents to Go, Evernote, Hoops, Hungama, M-Tracker, Notebook, Opera Mini, Sketch, Spice Cloud, Spice Note, Spice Gang, To Do, Times of India, Vault, and a few other apps. Since the phone runs on Android 4.2.1 Jelly Bean, there's a quick toggles option in the notification bar and it contains 12 toggles. Being a dual SIM phone, there are options to select the default SIM card for tasks like messaging, calls, and data connectivity. The video player is capable of playing 1080p videos. The Spice Pinnacle Stylus also comes with a 1-year subscription to Evernote and Sketch Premium features. Let's talk about the stylus now. The Spice Pinnacle Stylus, as the name suggests, comes with a stylus and a Spice Note app to assist note-taking. The stylus that comes with the Mi-550 has a big rounded tip and is not the smoothest that we have seen. When using the stylus to take notes in the Spice Note app, sometimes the touch is not registered and using the app isn't that easy. The app is slow and late to respond to touches. But because of the sensitive touchscreen, the stylus works quite well when you are navigating through the interface. The Spice Pinnacle Stylus comes with a 2500 mAh user-replaceable lithium-ion battery. In terms of battery life, we have had mixed results. Sometimes the battery performance was quite good as it lasted one solid day with heavy usage, but then it wasn't able to last even one night when we switched it off at about 90%. But for most times, the battery life was quite good. In terms of connectivity options, the Spice Pinnacle Stylus has typical smartphone connectivity like dual SIM connectivity, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, 3G, GPS with AGPS, and micro USB. The Spice Pinnacle Stylus is a typical mid-range phablet in the Indian market, but it comes with a slightly bigger display and a stylus, the use of which seems to be a bit of a mystery. But when you consider its price of Rs 15,000, its advantages definitely seem to outweigh its disadvantages. If you're looking for similar phones, then the Micromax Canvas Doodle 2 is one option. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.